Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today. I'm Pallav. I'm from Greenhouse Ventures, and today I'm joined by Elon from the IAI CTO group. I am being joined by Neha, founder of Keploy, and also a participant of the Cohort 1 of IAI NEUSPHERE program. So we have all gathered here to help everyone understand about the IAI NEUSPHERE program, about the benefits it is delivering to the startup ecosystem, its objective, the highlights of cohort one, and yes, the best part is that Neha is with us, so she will be able to give a very pure founder's perspective of her experience during this whole period of the program. So we are set for an engaging session today. To get started, I would love Alon to help us understand a little bit about IAI and about its innovation initiatives across the world and about the NEUSPHERE program. Over to you, Alon.
Thank you, Pallav, and really happy to be here and have the opportunity to talk a bit about IAI and about IAI approach to working with startups and, of course, our NEUSPHERE program in India. So, in a nutshell, IAI is the largest aerospace and defense company in Israel. We have about $7 billion revenue per year in recent years. And we are dealing with all the product lines, whether it be commercial aircraft, like business jet aircraft that we are developing and manufacturing here in Israel. Basically, we are one of 11 companies that has that capability to develop and certify a passenger aircraft. We are also one of 10 companies that are dealing with developing satellites and launch vehicles. So that's also a very important capabilities. But of course, we are also dealing with unmanned air vehicles, unmanned ground vehicles, undersea unmanned vehicles, missiles, air defense protections, and a lot of technologies and product lines. We are considering ourselves as a technology-oriented company. And as such a company, from our 15,000 employees, more than half of them are engineers or PhDs. So basically, IAI is a very large engineering task force that always trying to reach out and see what is the cutting edge technologies that we can implement into our products. And looking at that aspect of technologies, we set our aims a few years ago to collaborate with the thriving ecosystems of startups all around the world, and trying to seek out and find interesting startups with interesting technologies. And in order to do that, we opened accelerators, one here in Israel, one in the US, and our third accelerator that we are talking about today was opened in India. And that's because India is a great partner to IAI along the years. We are doing a lot of work with India for decades, joint developments, or either selling products to India that are part developed in Israel and part of them are developed in India. So we have such a great relationship with India that we decided that our third accelerator will be open in India in order to scout, seek, and connect with the great ecosystem of startups in India. And I think today you will hear from Neha about that experience. And I believe that after that, this webinar, you will be rushing to send your applications to our cohort number 2. And I think right now it's a very good time to go back to you, Pallav, in order to get a glimpse of what is the NEUSPHERE program and what we are doing during that program. Back to you, Pallav.
All right, thank you, Alon. Now, allow me to just quickly present, about exactly about the details about the NEUSPHERE program. While you've said that what are the reasons and what are the objectives that the NEUSPHERE accelerator program in India was launched back last year. So just allow me a moment, and I'll share my screen to give everyone All right. So, great. The program IAI NeuSphere Accelerator Program in India, launched by IAI, was back almost a year back. We launched the Cohort One with the objective, with the four core objective. One is to collaborate for innovative technology and solutions. Accelerate the deep tech startup ecosystem, open up global opportunities for the Indian startup, and I think to sum it up all, the one of the key objectives of the II Newspaper program is to strengthen the Indian startup ecosystem and go global. With all of that in mind, this cohort one was launched, and this program was launched with the following benefits that the startups would be provided who become a part of the program. So they will be given global mentorship and guidance, networking and collaboration, and all the startups who participate in the cohort, they are awarded $15,000 as cash prize if they perform well during the cohort, and also they get an opportunity to win a paid POC worth up to $300,000. So now the question is, which areas of technologies are we inviting as newspaper program? What kind of applications and which technology areas? So these are the 10 broad technology areas for which we are inviting applications, starting from big data to moving to signal and image processing, advanced navigation, AI and autonomy, XR, green energy, advanced production, quantum, edge computing, HMI, and wearable tech. So we are looking for cutting edge innovations by Indian startup founders and by the Indian startups and Indian innovators in these technology areas, not specifically having a specific defense and aerospace application, but having built some cutting edge technologies in these technology areas is something which really is something which excites us as a program in together. Uh, if you were to talk about cohort one, we it was a great period that we all we all came together, wherein we had the four startups. We had Aqua AirX, which was with the focus area in amphibious UAVs. We had Intelligence Questioned, the second startup, which was about AI-based detect and avoid for UAVs. We had Keploy from, we have Neha today to talk about from Keploy. So their focus area was around air gap generation of AI powered test automation. And then we had Uncharted AI with a focus of multi robot, decentralized SLAM, and AI autonomy. So all these four startups were a part of the cohort one journey, where they were given deep technical mentorship from IAI leaders. We followed a very AI agile development approach, and there was a continuous review and validation so that this is just not another program, but it is a structured acceleration period during which all of these startups went through along with the II leaderships. And one of the key things of this, of what about II Newsphere is that uh, with the mentors having and the IA leaders having such a global perspective, all of the startups were, again and again focused. The real focus for all the startups was to look at global competitiveness, and that's why I think what all the startups were able to develop after the completion of the cohort were really globally competitive technologies were co-created during this whole acceleration period. And it was in, I think, in 15th September. It was in September 2025. The demo day of the first cohort got concluded. With this, after the conclusion of cohort one, and for that matter, a very successful conclusion of cohort one, we have already opened applications for cohort two. And all the startups who are watching this webinar or your startups in your network, they can go on to apply on the Newsphere website, which is newsphere.in. If we were to look at the timelines of cohort 2, the applications have started, which I've spoken about. The application close date is 9th Feb. And then we do a lot of internal evaluation between the application date to program kickoff. And this is where the journey of the cohort for the selected startups start. And we wish to complete that in this period of 3 to 4 months and have the demo day around in the end of August. So this is how cohort 2 looks like from a timeline perspective. And yes, this is an opportunity not to miss, specifically for startups who are looking to go global, scale globally, and not miss out on such an excellent opportunity which IAI NeuSphere has to offer. Uh, with this, I'd like to close. Thank you. And from here, I would want to our most interesting section, and that's basically going to speak to Neha about her experience and how INUsphere helped them to think in an industry which they may or they may not have been thinking, but something which gives them an edge over other startups now. So, yeah, over to you, Neha. Thank you for joining us today. Just allow me 1 second. I'll put it to a gallery view. Great. So, Neha, quickly, if you could first, love, if you could just give a, small introduction that, about Keploy and, about your journey as Keploy as a startup to start with, and then we can talk about how your experience has been with II, Newsweek
Sure.
program.
Thanks for having me here, Pallav, and thanks, Alon. So yeah, I'm one of the founders of Keploy, and we started Keploy from the vision of removing regressions all over the world from all the software. So we excel in recording live user traffic and replaying them as test cases along with infrastructure virtualization. So that's something we do. But I'll not bore you with that. I think most of you, most of the audience are joining today. They're kind of in a similar boat to where we were last year. So we were initially not sure, when we were deciding to participate, we were not initially sure if we as an AI-based testing tool can be of value to II because it represents one of the highest bar for software adoption. Like it's Israel Aerospace and Defense, we all know that, and we didn't fully understand how aerospace and defense organizations evaluate risk and reliability and long-term vendors. We wanted to explore how Keploy could adopt for that high security and air-gapped environments. We had worked with enterprises, but nothing on the aerospace and defense. So we were a little nervous, like if we should apply or not, and if this would really work out. But then we thought that if our product and thinking could survive that environment, and it would translate very well to other regulated and mission critical use cases or enterprises. So, we took it more like if we are partnering with a global leader like II, ultimately that provides a unique level of validation, like globally across the world. So, um, you know, that's why we decided to participate, and it really went out well.
Great. And I think as a as a startup founder, while trying to interact with a global organization and that too of a of something of a global leader like IAI, I'm sure that there's a lot of anxiety initially with
Mhm.
respect to with their technology leadership and their industry leadership. So if you were to tell about, like, of course, like, there is certain sense of anxiety while entering into the program, but how did it translate into that 4 months you were there? That how did you feel about while
Mhm.
going through that journey, and how do you feel now about this whole thing now?
Yeah, I remember that, when we were entering this and we had initial conversations, we had like a lot of user feedback. cases. So, one thing that really stood out for us, was the expertise or the depth of the mentor's background, both academically and in real world implementation. And they were being so humble and patient with how we were initially taking up the requirements and understanding the use case, because we don't have a lot of idea about aerospace and defense. But there were a lot of use cases. uh, but what really helped us, and uh, the clarity with which mentors helped us to focus on, okay, this is the use case. This program helped us understand what matters internally, what is the value that would actually matter to the engineers within IAI, and then bringing that focus and clarity not just to ourselves but our teams to prepare the platform better for those kind of environments, like air gapped environments. So I think it was not a one day change, but it was something that eventually brought us focus during the program, and more clarity, especially when we are working with aerospace and defense. That's something that we gained really from the program.
Excellent. No, that's very interesting. And look, I'm sure there are a lot of learnings that both, if all of us had, like as Greenhouse, as I, and as you as founders. But if you were to talk about one key takeaway, right, that you could kind of say, okay, this is one key takeaway we felt during those 4 months of mentorship, that we felt, something that you would want startups to applying for Cohort to look out for. Is there anything that
Yeah.
you would have in your mind?
I mean, I think I have, I can boil down to three, if that's okay. So, the biggest takeaway for us was, we participate in other accelerators as well. And, the conversations are different. But here, what really mattered, and when we spoke to our mentors as well, that we need to bring a real technical problem, like more than a finished pitch or a good deck, or a presentation. What really mattered was what exactly you're solving and how unique you are, in the technical challenge that you're solving. So that's something that really mattered in that program, and we took that takeaway to pitch it with that value. Not everybody understands that. Fortunately, I was able to understand it. So yeah, that was one. And then, uh, it's also thinking in the dual use case term, like even if your product is currently commercially listed, or you're serving the enterprises, you may have to rethink, um, for deployments in like these mission critical environments and secure environments. So you have to be open about that when you're taking up programs like this and you want to serve aerospace and defense.
Thank you. My last question to you, Neha. Like, you got. It seems I'm trying to put you on the spot, but like, love to hear
No
a little
worries.
more. But for all the for all the startups, who are a part of now, who would want to apply for Cohort 2, what would be your advice to them, that why they should certainly look at applying this, and then uh, considering there are many other accelerator programs, but why should they actually look at applying this?
I mean, my personal motivation was, uh, you know, with this, we thought that with this program, if you are able to succeed through, you kind of build a longer term trust, than, uh, the smaller wins that we get via the PLG platform, or the small wins. Because when you talk about aerospace and defense, it is not easy for startups to get into. So if we think longer term, then via this program, it's like a gateway to entire global defense and aerospace market if you're able to crack the use case for it. So this is something, I took like a takeaway and I take it very seriously.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Neha. Great. I think thank you for your for your thoughts, and we really, of course, now you're a part of our team only because of the IAI NeuSphere family. We'll always count on you for taking us further, better, and stronger. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Great. Uh, we get a lot of questions because while we are reaching out to startups to invite and to apply for the cohort 2, we do get a lot of questions and repeatable questions from certain set of startups that so would love to get put those questions out and get some answers to that so that this video becomes also a good part of helping people of helping startups understand that what they can apply for and what they can expect going forward. So Alon, one of the questions which constantly we get is and it's a very natural question for any startup is that what is the maturity level that, like, if I'm a startup founder, then if I have to put out the question to you, I would say that what my startup maturity level should be. Should I have specifically a defense application to what defense and aerospace application to what technology I'm building? And if I'm at a concept stage, or these are set of questions we constantly get. So would you want to kind of put some light
Sure.
on it? That what's your expectation as
So
an
that's a
AI?
great question, and I understand that's a question that is repeatable from the conversations that you have with the startups. I will say one word and then I will elaborate. In one word, it's technology. I said that we are always looking for new technologies. So if you are a startup that started to deal with a certain type of technology. Now, what is started? You are past the slides phase. You have something that is already, you can show that you have the basic idea of the technology that you are developing and you are starting to show something. It can be not a product, not even a demo or things like that, but it's a technology that you are understanding, you know what you want to do with it, and you have the start of the proof that it will be there, I don't know, in a year, in two, or something like that. And regarding the second part of your question, it also comes back to the technology point of view. We saw a lot of startups that has technologies that they think, like Neha in the start, is a very commercial, out of the shelf, dealing with all of the civilian applications out there. But if you think, if you even only think that a glimpse of it can be associated with the aerospace and defense fields, I will give you examples. Drones are all over the place today. Communication, whether it be cellular communication, we have cellular communication in aerospace and defense. So even if it crosses your mind in a glimpse, yeah, maybe it can be applicable, apply. We will look at the technology and we will understand how to implement it in our fields. You don't need to understand how it is implemented in the aerospace and defense. You just need to think, hey, maybe it is. We will take it from there, together with you in collaboration, to help you also move to the aerospace and defense fields. Is that answering your question, Paula?
Right. No, it's quite helpful to understand and what you exactly said, that if they think that even if their technology has some application in helping that industry at a very broader level, I think they can be a good fit at least to apply for the program. And then it is on IAI and us as a newspaper program to kind of understand how can it be leveraged and put it in the right direction.
Exactly.
So Yeah, and then thanks to, I think, thanks to Neha for kind of agreeing to it last year, because it was even more difficult for someone in automated test platform, AI platform that is being built to apply it for in aerospace and defense. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think thanks to you for showing that confidence in us, that and then carrying it throughout the program.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to you for, having us selected, because people might just think that, you're part of the most critical piece of software, and it's very difficult to test that, and, for giving us the opportunity to show it. So, yeah, thanks to you.
Thank you. Great. We just have one more question. I'll pull that out. So a lot of startups, of course, after applying, everyone is excited. When will the results be out? How do you evaluate? And what is the next process? Any pointers on that, Alon? Would you have that can calm them down a little from that standpoint?
Of course. I will give you the first stage. The first stage for sure is for IAI to look at the applications and to look at the technology fields and to take out of the applications the ones that we know how to do and the technologies that are of interest to us. That's the first stage. I think from there on, Pallav, you are the best person as managing for us the program to state out what are the next stages after we are doing this broad filtering of the technologies field.
Right, right. Thank you, Don. And I think, yeah, so of course, the first step, once the application is received, there is a lot of evaluation. And to all the startups, the evaluation is very robust, right? And I think it is slightly inclined towards technology, as Alon in his previous answer also said that we are looking for startups who are building at their core something technologically unique, right? So that's, I think we have a little bias towards technology from a program standpoint. And once you apply, there is a multiple level of evaluation that happens. And after that evaluation happens, as you see that there is a pitch day where we invite a shortlisted set of startups to pitch to the IIA leadership team, to Greenhouse Ventures, and eventually of them, we select a certain set of startups whom we invite to be a part of the cohort. And then of course there's a cohort journey, which is we also call it an acceleration journey, where that 4 months period, and that leads to the demo day. So from the application to the evaluation, there will be a lot of internal evaluation that happens. And those shortlisted startups move from pitch day to to final cohort-based startups, which we invite for. And to a lot of startups who don't get selected, a lot of time that doesn't mean that their technology was not unique, or there was some problem with the team. I think my request to the startups who apply is also that this is a competitive process, right? And unfortunately, we have a limited number of seats to fill in by the end of it. So an application which did not get through doesn't mean that they were not good enough. For us, if you've applied, so we are very thankful that you considered us for applying, and we really put in a lot of serious effort in evaluating them, putting them in the right place. But if you don't get selected, doesn't mean that you're not worth it. For us, you are worth it, but it's just that we have a selection process, and the funnel at the end of it is competitive. That's all from my side. Uh, Great. I think we had just these questions today, and I think this this set of session will really be helpful for the startups who are planning to apply for cohort two, and to me, they should apply. So, with that, any last words, Elon, would you have before we close the session?
Yes, sure. I think I have two things that we are getting from the feedbacks from NEUSPHERE, but also from the other accelerators that we are operating. And it is important to me to give you the two major feedbacks. And we mentioned them also here in the webinar, but I want you to take it as my summary. One is the collaborative work during the cohort with the IAI engineering teams. We are hearing that it is very helpful and very oriented for the startups in order to pinpoint their product into the market. It is using the engineers that are doing that on a day-to-day basis in order to help your product mature and be ready to the market and be compatible to the aerospace and defense market. And the other takeout, and I think, Nia, you mentioned it, but it is a very important one, that once you are graduating from the NEUSPHERE accelerator, it's not just, a diploma, I participated in an accelerator. It's I participated in an accelerator led by the greatest aerospace company in Israel. And it means a lot to other companies and customers that are approaching you. It's not just I learned how to draw nice slides and do an elevator pitch. I really worked with an OEM that understands and guides me in my future business ventures. So I think that's a major benefit of the accelerators, and I'm very happy that this webinar will be helpful for the startups to understand what they are getting from NEUSPHERE. And again, thank you, Paula, for the opportunity to be here today, and thank you, Neha, for also participating not only in the cohort, but also in this webinar. And I'm foreseeing a lot of interactions between us in the future. So again, thank you for participating, and thank you, Paula, for organizing the webinar and organizing all the NEUSPHERE program. It's a great program, and we'll be happy to see new startups applying and starting our cohort number 2. Thank you.
Thank you, Alon, so much. And I think the two feedback is really valuable. The outcomes that startups can derive after graduating. Right, Neha, from you.
Yeah,
last
definitely.
word.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's a great opportunity. And, especially if you look at other accelerator programs, you don't get such deep mentorship and, insights, especially in mission critical things. And, it's really a gateway to unlock that global audience. So I wish all the startups all the very best. And, don't be nervous. Just make a use case and apply.
Right. Thank you,
Yeah.
Alon. Thank you, Neha, and just to all the startups who are at the who are looking to apply for cohort 2, please do apply. And we close the application on 9th Feb 2026. And with that, we close the webinar. Thank you, Alon. Thank you, Neha, for joining today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for having me. Yeah.